email coffee@wonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and Panel.
Alrighty. I'm hearing music, but that's okay. I don't think the audience is hearing the music. Oh, I see. It's Melissa's ringtone that she's trying to shut off. Not now, Mother. I'm busy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well,
That was my phone telling me that I'm supposed to be on Coffee On this morning.
well, what does your phone know anyway?
Right. A reminder a little bit earlier would have been nice, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be so smart, those smartphones, but
Yeah.
they don't even know where they are. They got all that GPS stuff in it and everything.
They don't even know how to spell one socket.
Yes, right. Good point. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Joe Callahan is off on assignment. After all, he filled in for me. So, but we hope that Joe will be back with us tomorrow, and like that. So, I have been pressed into service here to start off our program. I have to remember who's the sponsors are and the rest of that stuff, and where we are in the broadcast log. And yes, and officially, good morning there, Melissa.
Yes, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone.
Nice to have you with us today. Otherwise, I'd be talking to hundreds of thousands of people by myself.
Monologue.
Yeah, all right. I've seen better programming. So there's that, and we are also going to be joined by a special guest. But you and I, last night, were at Savini's Pomodoro, along with hundreds of other people, and nice turnout last
It
night
was
for the
great
Queen's
turnout.
coronation event.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, competing with the super sports, the Super Bowl, as I like to call
Yeah.
because I'm so sportsy, as everyone knows. But no, it was a great turnout, a really great crowd, nice atmosphere, and it was a really fun time.
It really, really was. And so we're pretty pleased about that. And I put out the call since I was, now I have to play moderator. I can't play the curmudgeon on our show today. So I put out the call to see if we can't get our new queen here because she's working right now.
Right.
And she, as a matter of fact, it's inappropriate for her even to take a phone call because she's taking care of customers down at Missy's. But we did put out a call to King Jace, and he's here in the studio with us. Adam Brunetti, how are you? Let me just turn your mic up a little.
Oh, that could help. Hello.
Yeah, there you go. You know all about that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
I was just saying what a great time we had last night. I was looking at we have audio and video footage of the whole thing, and I wondered if we wanted to take time to play any of that back on Coffee Ann.
Let's do
I'm
it.
down. Let's do it.
Well, we've got you live.
Right.
I have the tape machine queued up to about where now we've already had the first and second princesses announced, and we're just about to find out who the queen is in this. Let's see if I can get this done. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second.
All right.
A bunch of switching and stuff over here, so that we can get to play this back. And here's the audio.
The 2023 Mardi Gras Queen is Tabitha Weston.
And that's what it looked like last night. And that's what it sounded like when Tabitha was crowned queen. It's quite a lengthy tape, so we don't want to put it on the air here. We didn't get a chance to edit it up for you. But yes, she was crying, and later on she took the crown and the beard and the mustache and all the rest of that off of Adam as he sat around.
To my great relief, yes, the beard and all that came right off, and it instantly got about 20 degrees cooler in that room.
Yeah, you betcha.
And I could see again. I had no.
Right, 'cause you
I
couldn't
that's
had
right.
my
glasses,
glasses on.
yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
Now
that was-
the Fitz we use Fitzover glasses that the late Marcel DeRoche got us from Look and See Optical Shop years back.
Yeah.
He has helped us out a lot back in those days, and they're Fitzover glasses designed to go over your regular glasses. But when we've done it in the past, the guys have told me it's not worth it. because he said, it's uncomfortable when you add the wig and the mustache
Right.
and to have two pairs of glasses. And we noticed that the Fitzover glasses, the big sunglasses that everybody sees in the pictures, they would start sliding off.
Yeah.
And it was a real bother to try to keep them on.
Right.
So that your regular glasses wouldn't be seen. They weren't meant to conceal somebody's glasses, but rather to fit over them
Yep.
and just add a sunscreen layer.
Right.
Which they
So-
certainly do. You can't see any of the face. They're so large.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, you could see my eyebrows, and that's
Yeah.
what I
Oh.
think gave it away for a lot
You
of people.
can see
Oh.
probably only the eyebrows of someone. I mean, but it's really,
Yeah.
the whole face is covered.
Now, Adam, as King Jace, came to Coffee Ann to talk with us last Friday. Later in the day, he visited Jeff Gamache over at the other radio station. And for some reason, the glasses had slid in just the right way. We're letting out all our secrets over here. But King Jace has this brown wig on. And we let the bangs kind of like cover his left eye, kind of like Lana Turner. But it also helped to cover over the eyebrows because he has rather distinctive jet black eyebrows. And so, but for some reason, but none of the pictures, none of the photographs, nothing else that we'd done had this effect. But when we went to the other station, the glasses were just not in the right place. And we did such a good job of pulling his hair back that right there in the studio, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, if Jeff doesn't know who this is right now, then, I'll eat my hat. And I wasn't even wearing one.
And then Jeff asked if I made a lot of sound decisions in my job, and I knew
yes. He
from
loves
that
the
point I knew it was over.
Yeah.
Yes.
He asked if I like to be called a DJ, and I was like, "Yep, nope, he knows."
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, congratulations, of course.
Thank you.
Adam was King Jace the 28th, still is, and will be reigning over the Mardi Gras ball this coming Saturday, along with Queen Tabitha Westerhuis. And now, first Princess Cynthia Henderson. Boy, she got into the contest, didn't she?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
she got up on the
did.
stage and she says, I'm wearing a crown tonight. And she does. She's first princess. And, of course, second princess is Geraldine Barclay King. And congratulations also to the runner-up, Tanya Sawtell.
Yes.
And so that's our coronation last night. You get a chance to reign over the Mardi Gras ball this coming Saturday, which means you'll be going. Are you bringing somebody special with you? I know that you have a whole cadre of fans, Adam. I mean,
Well, that whole cadre of fans have already bought tickets. So
when you arrived last night,
Yeah.
we circumambulated the room. We went all the way around
Did
the
the waves.
room.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
saw a
did the
nice
waves.
bunch of dark blurs in front of me without the glasses and with the sunglasses on. So
Yes. But as I recall, you went by a table which had Melissa, Garrett, former King Jace, Judy Sullivan was there.
Yeah,
Who were some of
yeah.
the other people who were at your table, Melissa? I went by kind of fast.
Stephanie was Stephanie Santora.
Oh, that's
was
right,
at the
Stephanie
table,
Santora. Yeah,
right? Who was also
I still have
a-
her Santa hat here. I've got to get that to her. from the Milk Fund auction.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
She was so sweet. She loaned it to Valerie Gonzalez, who didn't have one,
there we go.
Aw.
and she loaned hers to Valerie Gonzalez.
Councilman Thompson was there.
Yes, yes.
Everybody in the city, like we had so many. It was such a good turnout, and I do want to say, congratulations to all the women. And
gosh,
they all.
That's hard
worked
work because you got to sell
really
tickets and stuff.
You have to sell tickets. It's really hard. But also, what I saw this year, which I don't know if I've seen in the past, but it was very noticeable this year, was the women who, they're competing against each other.
Sure.
But they were also like amplifying each other and lifting each other up and like taking photos together. And so I really think, I like to see women doing that for other women. Like we're very, I don't know.
I like to
They
see
were-
people doing
Right.
that for other people myself.
well, right, but I mean, I know.
See the similarities.
I think it's great. Just the way that they were, uplifting each other,
It's nice.
even though they were theoretically, running.
Well, you
against
have
each
to
other.
understand that
But-
this isn't the first time running for some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tabitha was princess, twice before?
Yep.
And now she's queen. So, this lady had to run 3 races to get it.
You don't always win your first time.
No, and we know that Cynthia will be running again. She was very
gosh.
clear on that.
Oh yeah. You see few contestants enjoying it the way that she did. Although our Queen Archambault from last year, she was quite spirited as well.
Oh, yeah,
in her
yeah.
win, and she was up there. This time it was all for the other ladies. She kept quiet,
Yeah.
and she put the crowns on with great care, and it was a nice time.
Yeah, it
last
was a
night.
nice time. You know, Judy asked me, she said, "Oh, are you going to run?" I
You're
said,
talking about Judy Bushman?
Judy Sullivan.
Judy Sullivan, okay. Because
And I said-
Judy Bushman is Tabitha's mom.
Right. And she was so proud too.
Yeah.
Judy Sullivan asked me if I was going to run, and I said no.
Once every 2 years is enough for you?
Once every 2 years.
Right?
Well, you got an off year coming up next year.
Yeah, no.
Do we though?
Yeah, do you ever though? I mean,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
so no, but
Talking about your other job.
it's for
Yeah.
other women can do it.
Yeah. Well, it's
I will
great.
support them.
Well, we had a lot of support this year for the event was sold out last night.
Yep.
The Mardi Gras ball is sold out. I mean, how many years do we have selling tickets right up the last few days? No. Weeks ago, the Mardi Gras ball was sold out.
Yeah,
So you
good.
might be thinking that, we're trying to plug things to get people to buy tickets, but no, it's been sold out for a while.
Yep.
And it's in a huge room, one of the largest rooms in the whole city. And that's St. Anne's Arts and Culture Center. And we're looking very much forward to the food and everything else there.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
the food's going to be great.
To the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts. They're doing a fine job in putting on this great thing. Now, Adam, as King Jace, as we said, you'll be there Saturday night.
Yes.
You also get to ride in a convertible along with Queen Tabitha for the entire length and breadth of the Autumn Fest parade coming
You
up
know,
in
and that's
October.
going to be interesting for me because I'm also partly in charge of the Autumn Fest parade. So I guess I'll be directing all the divisions in while wearing a crown and figuring it out from there.
It could be interesting. Yes, it could be. But anyway, Busy is no stranger to Adam Brunetti.
No.
That's for sure. Very nice. Well, thanks for coming by. I wonder if you could
Absolutely.
spend some time talking with us, too.
Of course.
Because Joe is not with us this morning. We're going to finish up this segment of the Coffee Am program, and we'll be right back after these messages, including one from our business of the day, Kay's Restaurant.
When you're looking for the best steak sandwich in Woonsocket, look no further than Kay's Restaurant on Cass Avenue. Their juicy and tender steak is cooked to perfection and piled high on a fresh roll with all the fixings. But the steak sandwich is just the beginning. The Kay's Restaurant menu is packed with other delicious options like comforting soups and salads and specials every single day. And the friendly staff at Kay's Restaurant will ensure you have a dining experience unlike any other. So come on down to Kay's Restaurant on Cass Avenue in Socket today and try their mouth-watering steak sandwich. You won't be disappointed. Kay's Restaurant, where every bite is a celebration. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
We are local and live at 99.5.
I didn't see any of the social media coverage, Melissa, so I will direct other people to go and take a look. I haven't seen it yet, but I will a little later on. I'll visit our Facebook page. I was a little busy this morning,
Yeah.
running the show single-handedly. And it's not like I hadn't done it for 40 years before, but the fact is that you don't remember a lot of the things that aren't written down that
Right.
Joe and I were doing, and you have to,
Muscle memory.
first
Yeah.
of all, do what I did to Adam this morning.
Wake up.
Yeah, well, I woke me up, that's for sure.
Well, but you didn't respond to the text. I figured I had to go with sterner measures.
Yeah, the sound of my phone vibrating on my nightstand was just loud enough to wake me up from my slumber.
All right. Now, well, what time did you get in last night? Was it a long night of partying for you and your cohorts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it probably was about 1 or 2 a.m.
Oh
so.
my goodness.
No kidding.
Well, hey, we did say
Well, the coronation event was over at 8.
Yes, it was.
Did you see the Super Bowl at all?
We watched the first half of the whole sports ball game downstairs at Savini's. We watched the Rihanna concert that someone put a football game before and after it. You know, and
I wasn't impressed.
It was
No, me either.
on a production level. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The floating platforms
Imaginative,
and
very nice.
that was all my mind went to, and Melissa can attest to this. I was just there watching, going, all right, and that's some good lighting right there. Okay.
On TV,
Yep.
on TV, everything looked very pretty,
Yes.
very beautiful, well coordinated.
Yes.
Yes.
Kudos.
I had some
because
friends working on that
doesn't
broadcast,
happen
and it
without
was-
months of work.
Correct.
And tens of thousands of dollars and insurance and stuff like that. And you noticed,
Only tens of thousands.
oh gosh, well, that's just for the premiums.
Right.
Yes, but I don't know if you realized just how wobbly those
Oh, yeah.
platforms
Oh,
they
my
were
gosh, I
on.
know.
There was one close up
Yep.
where Rihanna was on there.
Yeah.
And I noticed because like you, Adam, I'm always thinking production and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the behind the scenes stuff to learn what you can.
Right.
Right. And of course she's the star. And so she, in the beginning of the show, once the platform was up in the air, she had a brace
Yep.
behind her.
Right.
And she had a very puffy costume. I don't know, is she carrying? Is she having a baby
don't-
or something like that?
I don't-
Because
I'm not
that
sure.
puffy costume made it look like she was. But that's
was
not
just- but then
that's
there
her
was-
own personal business.
The costume was like a lot. I was thinking like she must be roasting in this costume. There was many layers of very, very, very red, and then
Very red.
afterwards there was like another added like layer, like almost like a gown, like or a
I don't know. It looked like
It was a lot. It
Looked
was a
like,
lot.
Looked like a bedroll that was wrapped around.
Kind
her.
of did, yeah.
And a plastic bra. Now, how does your skin breathe with that? I don't.
She
know.
must be. Yeah, she was.
Hard
She was
plastic,
warm.
shiny.
Yeah.
Stuff. Anyway,
Yeah, it
so
was-
that's what she was wearing. But
It was
that's,
an-
that's
it was-
art. That's showbiz.
Right.
Sure.
No criticism.
But it was a lot. It was a lot.
But
She
you
must have
could
been
tell
warm.
that she and I can imagine being a producer of shows
Yep.
that there was a certain point that the insurance company would not go.
You know, I brought that up last night when we were watching it. I was like, "Listen, they don't even pay the artist. They gotta pay so much for the insurance.
Gosh,
The halftime artist doesn't get paid for that performance."
There was a brace behind her in the first part of the show. Then she came
Yep.
down the level, walked around on the different long sets that
Right.
they had there. And then when she went back up again, the mic stand was embedded in the platform.
Yep.
And she held on to the mic stand. Rihanna always had either she was down at ground level or on the platform, actually. But when she was flying, she had something holding her.
Yep. The
Something-
harness was right there. You
Yeah.
could see.
You could see the
her
hooks,
clipped
yeah.
in. Like it was. From a production standpoint, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So the songs, there were 7 songs that I'd never really appreciated in my earlier portion of my life. And I didn't gain much of an appreciation for the music then. Although, I dig the beat.
Yep.
And she's a good singer.
Yeah,
but it's
she's
not my
great.
style.
Right.
Not enough harmony, if you ask me. But anyway, so she's very accomplished. I respect the amount of work that went into it. But the crowd really loved it.
Oh yeah.
And there was no fooling around. How many times since Janet Jackson have there been the reports the day after of one of the cast misbehaved in the background
Right.
when they were on camera or something like that? I think that happened when Madonna was there.
I think
yes.
so. And
Upstaging the star. The
Right.
star behaves, but one of the ensemble makes some sort
yeah.
of...
I mean, the only thing people remember about Katy Perry's performance is Left Shark. The one guy in the shark costume singing when she was on the beach set for that, and he became an instant meme, an instant internet celebrity. Just the guy in the shark costume on her left.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's too
those
bad.
folks, she had a huge entourage, all synced,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
like you said, amazing. But they were also like heavily dressed, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, these poor people.
Right.
I mean,
We've both done
Well,
shows.
the others,
Arizona.
the ones in white that
Yeah.
were dancing around with the ensemble.
They
And
had,
if
like,
you didn't
kind of-
watch it last night, I'll move on to another subject in a moment. Because if you don't have a visual of what we're talking
Yeah.
about, we're trying to describe it.
Very puffy white jacket.
Puffy
Yeah.
white jackets. None of them were zippered in the front. None of them were closed.
Right.
So they had the chance to be open. And of course, many times during the number, they would open them up. That's
Yep.
the only way you could tell if it's a guy or a gal there.
Right.
Because the gal had just a little bit more outfit on.
Yep.
Yes, good. Because we did that back with Janet Jackson. That didn't work.
Yeah, right.
All right. So,
Everyone was well clothed.
I felt for those dancers though, knowing with the amount of heat that I was feeling last night, I could only imagine what they were
Oh,
feeling.
yeah,
You know,
right.
if you're dancing, and that's not just dancing. I mean,
That
we're
is
not talking about
dancing,
senior
right.
prom dancing where you
Right.
shuffle around the room.
Highly
This stuff,
choreographed.
Yes. Yeah.
Intense.
very intense. So it was a very interesting halftime show, and congratulations to all those who participated in it. They played a football game.
They did.
Some people didn't like it. I had a caller on this morning playing the contest who doesn't like a close game, and so it wasn't her cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I tuned in for the halftime show because I knew I was going to have to talk about it.
Right.
I wanted to see a few commercials because I knew people would be talking.
There
about
were some good commercials, yeah.
and I had other things to do, but I said, let's just take a look. And but then I noticed in the second half, as I was waiting for the next set of commercials to come along, that a football game broke out.
Yes.
And wowie zowie, it reminded me of Tom Brady and the Patriots of years ago, how they came back in the second half and just crushed it.
Yeah, it was
And
good.
yet
I lost to pick 'em.
And yet the outcome was in doubt
Yep.
till at least 5 minutes left in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And seconds left in the game before it actually was a fait accompli.
Yep, and it's I do a playoff pick 'em with my entire family and all of our friends. From
Don't say that.
trivia.
Don't say that on the radio. The state police will.
All
listen.
right, no, I do. I choose a certain score with some family.
There's a morals clause in King Jay's contract. You realize?
There's a contract. All right, well,
All right.
and all I know is I did not do well.
You didn't do well.
No,
Well, a lot of people thought the Eagles would take it, and up until halftime, they were assured.
That's what my student told me they were going to. I was like, hey, I don't know. I don't know sports. I know you do.
Yeah.
Tell me who's gonna win it and give me scores to put in. None of that was right.
Yeah. Well, okay then. So anyway, it's in the history books, and the interesting thing that I was awakened to this morning, I hadn't been paying attention to this, although I had heard it before. Did you know that since 2017, the Lombardi Trophy was made in Cumberland?
Yes.
It's manufactured in
Oh,
Cumberland.
you knew that.
Yeah. It's,
Melissa didn't?
I did not.
I might not know sports, but I know local trivia.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, really nice. Another Super Bowl trophy produced in Rhode Island has been awarded, and it's been made by the Tiffany and Company at its workshop in Cumberland. So it actually was put together and manufactured right here in the Blackstone Valley.
They do a lot. That company, they do a lot of the stuff for the Oscars, a lot of stuff for all the award shows. I think a couple years ago, the Oscars had this massive jeweled diamond curtain on it. That was all made by the Tiffany Company.
Okay.
They do a lot for broadcast events. It's really, really great to see.
So the question is, are we having fun yet? Did I miss the quarter past break? Just having fun with my friends here talking?
No,
I think I did.
We took a
think you did.
break.
What's that? Yes. We didn't take the quarter past break yet. Or did we?
I thought we did.
Oh, yes, we did. Okay.
We played a case.
That's right. That's what. Kays was in there. I got to go look back
Right.
up.
Because we just kept talking.
Right.
I know what I'm doing. I'm just slower at it right now. Okay, very good. So that's the halftime break we got over there. I was looking for something in particular there. But...
So I haven't had my coffee, so don't blame me.
Well, then we could fix that for you.
I know we can, but I didn't want to turn on the on the
have-
Keurig because it was gonna.
We have the wonderful Keurig here,
Make
which
noise.
is a great gift from our friends at Community Care Alliance. It's a little thank you gift. For the radiothon.
Yeah.
She brought this in. And she says, "Here, it's for the staff."
It's great.
People have really taken to it. Very
Well,
nice. So
yeah.
we're going to warm that up for you. You get yourself a nice cup of coffee. Do you drink?
Not coffee, no.
Not coffee, thank you. Okay, well, is that morals clause?
Yes, I was gonna go with coffee milk. I gotta go pick some up. I ran out of my coffee milk from Wrights.
Have a note from the audience.
Yes.
The Tom Brady legacy is fading away and the new kid on the block is Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs. Caller feels he's going to beat all of Brady's records eventually. Isn't that interesting?
That's
could be,
sports ball,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're talking about
No,
sports ball.
I mean, that could be possible. Anything's possible, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, Mahomes seemed to be a bit of a showboat for the exposure that I had of him. But when I saw him on the field last night, I said, "Yikes, the guy's a football player too."
I was more
Yeah.
surprised to see him on the field. All I heard was he wasn't going to be playing because of his ankle. So
Yeah, what are the rules in the NFL these days about doping players up? Because, well, I mean, we've all heard testimony that that's happened where somebody gets
Right.
a sprained ankle or something like that, and then they give them
Sure.
a shot, they tape it up,
Right.
and get out there and play, although you can't feel your ankle and stuff like that. I don't know. Are there rules in the NFL? I know you wouldn't know, Adam.
I
think it's
don't.
as long as you ignore the concussion, anything goes. So
No, the concussion thing's gotten real hold of people.
Yeah. That's a serious,
It's something
serious
else
business.
I noticed, by the way, and I know I'm still on sports. Sorry about that, but that's what people are talking about today. Something else I noticed, there was a promotional announcement in there, a commercial or something like that. There was a spot for Women's Touch Football League, and they had one of the stars, a Women's Touch Football League from Mexico. And the people were trying to catch her and running after her. It was one of those bizarre, almost like James Bond 007 chase scenes.
Yeah.
And she had the 2 yellow flags Velcroed to her waist, but she was so nimble and agile and fast and had a lot of good luck, too. Because, like, one time she's being chased through a parking lot, and the guy who's almost catching her, some old lady opens the door of her car, and whack, he's on the ground. So I'll add lucky to all of that. But she stops home. She talks to her mother in Spanish. Her mother's and they put subtitles up there. And then her mother tries to grab the flag. I thought that was a delightful spot. Really, that was
I
rather
missed
cool.
that one. I got
Yeah, I missed that
out.
one too.
But I'm saying to myself, women are smarter than guys. In a lot of things, they want to compete, and they want to compete at a level that they can compete at. But it's just not been my experience that most females want to bash into people on the gridiron and cause each other bodily harm and try to win a game with girth, brawn, and sheer muscle.
Oh, so you've never watched a women's rugby game then?
No, I guess I haven't. No, you're right. I
Oh
haven't.
my goodness.
I
Yes.
haven't watched the
All
women's
that
rugby
and more.
game.
All that and more.
No, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, but I'm saying to myself, touch football. They organized it. Heck, we used to put somebody's T-shirt. You'd toss
Right,
it in the
right.
back of the belt,
Yeah.
and then you had to grab it. It was pickup stuff you did with your family and friends.
Is that in
On
elementary
Thanksgiving
school?
Day. Right.
Yeah, right. And then
Right.
they got a little bit more organized. The Velcro, the flags on
Yeah.
you wear a belt, and there's Velcro on the belt, and you do it that way.
Yeah.
But there's less of a chance of injury, and you still have the excitement and the skill of grabbing a ball and trying to get 10 yards down the field before somebody stops you, and getting 4 chances to do it. And then I said,
That is sports.
that's not too stupid. I'll tell you that. I like that. I just might watch that for recreation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, are the cars still?
I
in
watch
play
it
on
if
the
guys
field
were
to
doing it
open
too.
up,
I
or-
suppose. I
Right.
didn't know it was organized.
I didn't know it was
And
organized either.
By the way, the player that they used in this thing in this spot was very, very small, thin, skinny girl, a Judy Sullivan type. And she was like.
I'm just picturing Judy playing flag football now, and it's hilarious.
But you know what? If you're fast, that's what
Yeah.
counts, right?
It does a
You're
lot
gonna
of
be
times,
fast.
yeah. All right. So, flag football comment just came in from the fabulous Denise at the switchboard. Billie Jean King is the lady that opened the door in the park. Oh, yeah. Now that you mention it.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't immediately recognize Billie Jean King, but now the picture in my brain of that lady that opened the door said, sorry. was Billie Jean King. That's very good.
That's
Thanks
great.
for
Thank you,
calling that in. Thanks for calling that in, listener. All right, listen, we'll have some fun over here. If you have anything you want to call in, you can do that too. We'll try to get away from sports and talk about other things here because we try to have something for everybody on the show.
Okay,
Joe
I'll
can't
have
be
things
with
to
us today.
contribute.
I'm sorry, what was
I
that?
said, good, I'll have things to contribute from now on.
All right. Well, Joe Callahan couldn't be with us this morning, but we'll take a look at the weather forecast on behalf of Compassion International.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 46 and a slight breeze from the north. Tonight, a slight chance of rain between midnight and 1 a.m., mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly clear with an overnight low of 34. Tuesday's weather sunny with a high of 48. Wednesday, breezy, partly sunny, 54. Winds could gust up to 32 miles per hour from the south. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers in the afternoon, with a high of 63. Friday, a 70% chance of rain, mostly cloudy and 60. Saturday, sunny with a high near 37. And next Sunday, partly sunny and 49.
Presently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here on Park Avenue, it's 39 degrees at 8:41 in the morning. Families in poverty are facing a global food crisis. $50 from you, if you can afford it, provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS number 465956.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruz and Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
Thank you, Bruce. And there he goes. All right. Back to the studio here in Coffee Ann. Thanks for joining us today. Joe can't be with us this morning, but we have Melissa Murray and King Jace the 28th, Adam Brunetti,
Hello.
right here in the studio with us today. We would have had Tabitha Westerhuis, our queen. Unfortunately, she has to work because she's the head waitress at Missy's Family Restaurant. So what are you going to do?
I'm sure
Gotta
she's
work,
getting
you gotta
lots of
work.
congratulations there
yeah.
this morning, too.
Yes, I bet you. And of course, yeah, that's why you never see me at morning chamber functions because I've got to work.
Right, right.
That's the way it is. Okay. Very nice. Well, we've got all kinds of interesting things that we could talk about. So let's get to some of the things that are in the news right now. Bill has been introduced. Maybe Melissa will want to comment on this one.
Oh, boy.
A bill has been introduced in the state legislature that would let illegal immigrants who have a license or taxpayer identification number to vote in local elections. They wouldn't be able to vote in state or national elections, but they'll make the towns and cities accept them as voters. Representative Enrique Sanchez says the bill would give them people who pay taxes a say in their local government. Such laws are already on the books in New York City. Critics say, well, they broke the law to live here and they shouldn't have the right to vote. I don't say that. I say, look, I told you, it's the camel's nose under the tent flap. It's just going to lead to more and more. So if you let them have driver's licenses, if you don't immediately, once they enter the system, remind them that they entered illegally and have them go through the process to either stay or go, and if you don't do that, you never get to this controversy, do you?
So I was in favor of driver's licenses for all. I was.
Why?
We had this discussion before. All right, so.
I was going to get good today. Here we go.
Someone in might not have
Oh,
been
well, that's
Glad
true.
I woke
That's
up
true.
for this now.
No,
Here we
no,
go.
no, no. So, no, hear me out. Hear me out. So, I was in favor, and I was a sponsor of driver's licenses for all, and that is because when these folks live here, they have jobs here, they work here, their kids go to school here, they go to church here, and they are going to drive. Now, if you let them drive legally, they have to get their car inspected. They have to take driver's education. They have to pass a driver's test. They have to get licensed. They have to be insured. That's the big one. So you cut down, first of all, it's more revenue for the state. Secondly,
Thank you
it's
for
always
your
revenue.
honesty.
Look, that's just right. It's revenue for the state. Plus, you have more folks who are driving insured.
Right.
And then you allow them to be able to have a more diverse work experience because they're not just relegated to like only the jobs that, they have to take a bus to. And so it is, money into the economy. So I was in favor of that. This bill, putting it down to the cities and towns, and I get the EITN number. Folks who have an EITN number, they do pay taxes. But, how do you say, well, I assume it's enabling legislation for cities and towns. I don't know who has it on the Senate side, but I do know that Rep. Sanchez has it on the House side. So
Don't worry, my political nature assures you that the state will start forcing cities and towns to do it. It'll be an enabling law. Now, someone will take some hungry lawyer and sue the town or city into letting them do it. So
I
believe me,
just
this
don't-
is only good for lawyers.
You're probably right about that. Many of who are in the General Assembly. I'm not one of them. But how do you let, for example, undocumented people vote in North Smithfield, but not in Woonsocket, or in Central Falls, but not in Pawtucket? Like, it just seems very complicated to put that level for the cities and towns.
Well, I get it, Melissa, that the state has to be able to make a change if the cities and towns truly want to do it. But they are prohibited from doing it because the elections are under the purview of the state.
Yeah.
Then the state has to enable them to do it. I'm saying this is going further down the slippery slope, and
I predict that bill will be held for further study.
well, that's an interesting prediction, and you would have a perspective on that I wouldn't. So,
Very
That's
popular
just-
4 words to hear.
well,
That's my feeling. That's my prediction. I don't think that there is an appetite for that. If I had to guess right now, but
it's an off year. The appetite for
Well-
controversy should be at
So
its
this is
height
a-
right now.
this is a new legislator. He's a controversial legislator.
I mean, he doesn't have enough friends at court.
No, I wouldn't think so. New legislator, controversial legislator, brand new bill. I don't see it happening. No. And I see the appetite for it, if we're being honest.
Maybe next year,
Probably not next year.
because it'll be another
Maybe
session.
in 5 years,
Boy,
if he's
Melissa,
still
I'm just
there.
realizing the tweets about you coming out right now from some of our friends.
I'm just being realistic.
Yep.
I'm being honest.
I hear you.
You know,
Well,
Twitter.
yeah. Well, somebody always has an opinion about whatever anybody else says,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
and they like their own opinions better than anybody else's. We get that.
Yeah.
But it's important, I think, to discuss these things in the community so that everyone gets a chance to hear the different sides of the issues for
Yeah,
themselves.
and folks should know what's going on
Yeah,
too, and they
I'm-
just don't have time to
I'm
read
really
every.
We
You know?
just didn't go about this the right way to begin with. First of all, if you're just going to let everybody in, then why have citizens? It doesn't make any sense, because now you're saying, well, you're an American and you're not an American. Well, you're both human beings. You can both contribute to people. You both have incalculable worth, gifts, and things to offer society. So if you're not willing to go back that far, then you got to stop dividing people.
Well, I think it also like the path to citizenship.
Yeah.
Is
Somebody's going to hear what I
so-
just said and think that I'm in support of the bill. I'm not, by the way.
the
Because rules are rules. And if you don't have rules, you have anarchy. And the more you keep making exceptions to rules. I mean, the excuse me a minute, Adam. While I get serious for just a moment. And I'm going to use a bombastic example. So somebody's going to just wake up, hear me say this, and go, Dave, you awful person. But what you were just saying is that, well, they're here and they have to make a living, and we should try to get them to do it legally. It's the same rhetorical foolishness that I hear when people talk about legalizing prostitution. Well, a lady has to support herself, or a guy has to support himself, and if he has no other opportunity, well, then it shouldn't be illegal for him to make a living. And I'm saying that's the same argument. Are you seeing it as the same argument?
I am not, but
Thank you for saying that. Otherwise, we'd have no controversy here.
and I just think, really, at the federal level, the path to citizenship, seriously, like we always talk about it. We always talk about it, but nothing ever changes, right? It's a long process.
It's like Democrats in the Rhode Island legislature. We talk about it, but nothing ever.
It's expensive. There's
Adam's
so
biting
many
his tongue over here.
there's so many obstacles. Like, we need a better path. Like, we're all saying, okay, this is an issue. We all recognize this is an issue, so let's fix it. It's going to happen at the federal level. Like, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating.
As long as politicians keep immigrants as
Props.
voting tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
props.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They did the same
That's
thing.
true.
They did the same thing to the black during Reconstruction, and it's one of the disappointing things about being on this planet. What am I going to say about that? All right, where were I? There were other things that we could talk about. Let's see if we can get Adam involved in something over here. All right, Adam, and now it's time to, here's a controversial thing for you.
Oh boy.
A New Jersey restaurant is stirring up quite a debate after management decided to ban diners under the age of 10.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Wait, you want to I was doing this one for Adam.
no, I just want
Because-
to add one thing, because I saw a post on social media, and it was about like a dad who said he wanted to open a restaurant and he was going to call it Peace and Quiet, and all children eat for $150.
It's funny. While I was away, I was with family, and I had a relative who was who's actually in the restaurant industry. And we were sitting there for a big group of us having a family meal, and next table over, a couple of toddlers are brought in with the high chairs and stuff like that. He saw the high chairs and he just shook his head. Oh no! I said, hey, they got to eat too, and he says, yeah. He says, but until they're taught how to eat in a restaurant, Mom and Dad, really think about it, won't you please? Because the mess have to clean up afterwards, the noise, the complaints from other diners and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah. Can we be honest? Like, every time we're all in a restaurant,
Yeah.
there was and that happens at the table.
We
next
all
to-
just give
you're
a
all just
general,
like,
oh no.
and
but
so here we are. So here we are, and diners are trying to eat their steak and their baked potatoes and stuff like their vegetables, and meanwhile the kid next door is getting chicken tenders.
Hey, hey, hey! There is nothing wrong with chicken tenders. Okay, it's delicious,
I had some last night. They were
especially
amazing.
with salt on it.
Really? There were chicken tenders last night?
Yes.
I didn't eat. We ate before we went, and of course
Yeah,
the king
chicken
really
tenders.
couldn't eat until he got unmasked.
It was great to be able to drink water after the beard came off, because until I did, it was just.
Okay, you should have seen him trying to drink. I brought him.
got,
I
like,
brought him a cool
lift.
bottle of water because you get warm. And,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know.
Yes, you do.
So and I says, well, this would be great because soft drinks can be problematic. I got to go fetch one and things like
Right.
that. But what I didn't bring is a straw.
No.
It's that Rhode Island straw law, So I didn't have a straw. And so he opens up the bottle.
Nobody's
and
following that
He's
anymore.
trying to lift up the mustache.
Yep.
That's the outside mustache,
Right.
the
Oh,
king's
no.
mustache, so he could get the
It was
water.
either that or
He's
take the
dribbling it
entire
down
thing
both
and,
of his
like-
beards onto the beads, and trying to get a couple drops in his mouth.
And I was almost lift the entire beard, like the elastic, stretch it up and lift it, put it under the beard just to get a drop of water.
Oh boy,
The
So
first-
how is
fun times.
So how is this restaurant in New Jersey? What's the reaction? Are like people getting mad about it?
I mean,
or-
it's Jersey. So
Well,
probably.
first of all, I'll bring up the name of the restaurant, which I thought is really great. If I was named Nettie, I would have a spaghetti house.
Nettie's
Nettie Spaghetti.
But no kids. Kids
In
love spaghetti.
Tinton Falls, New Jersey, said that the new rule will kick in next month. Fair warning. The restaurant explained in a post on their Instagram account that it's been extremely challenging to accommodate children and cited noise levels, messes, and liability. That's exactly what my family member said. And some of the
spaghetti
reasons
does
for the
get messy.
ban. Parents' reactions in the comment, this is what you're looking for. Parents' reaction in the comment section were mixed. Some appreciated the move, while others said, we don't like the mess either. And the trouble might be Nettie's patrons, not the kids.
Well, I mean,
I found the Instagram post.
I was about to follow them on Instagram as well, just for fun. But
Not a
now
good
they're going to get
Not
a
a good
big
picture?
big jump in.
I can just see
Oh, yeah.
Melissa's graphic
How do we?
design.
Yeah,
Children will no longer
we can't zoom. We can't zoom there, but I can put it here. No, one. I can put it on one, and
You know what? Well, that's really straight and to the point, isn't it?
It's very.
But also, children love spaghetti, so it's
I know. If this were a fine dining restaurant,
right.
If this
It's
were,
a spaghetti house.
Vintage or River Falls or
Sure.
Kay's or
Right. That's what I was expecting.
or
Not
Savini's
Nettie's.
or
Not Nettie's spaghetti.
Now I'm going to be in trouble
wow.
because I didn't mention a restaurant. But I mean, I would get, I would get that. But it's a spaghetti house, and kids love spaghetti.
Oh, they serve a lot more than spaghetti from what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
Someone did tell him hire an old Italian grandma with a wooden spoon to set the record straight.
oh my goodness.
Oh, that. So you're
Oh,
looking
my
at some of the
goodness.
responses.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm just here for the comments.
Just something to discuss here on Coffee, and we'll have more discussion after these words.
Got some flowers for you.
Thank you. They're beautiful.
Beautiful indeed, because these flowers were ordered directly from a local florist. When you go straight to the florist, the person you talk to is likely the same one who'll put together your floral arrangement and make sure it's perfect. Not like those 800 number places where the voice on the other end of the phone belongs to an order taker in a call center who collects a fee just for taking your order. Now that's money that won't go toward flowers. Why would you pay more to get less? It takes no more than a few seconds to go online and find a neighborhood florist you can talk to directly. No middleman markup, no convenience fee. Just beautiful fresh flowers delivered by a local florist. So remember, roses are red, violets are blue, and a local florist is the best choice for you.
Purchase Valentine's Day flowers today from your local florist, Park Square Florist, located behind the Dunkin' Donuts on Park Avenue, or purchase online at floristwoonsocketri.com. Park Square Florist.
Our family caring for your family. The Holiday Retirement Home is a skilled nursing and rehabilitation facility with a home-like atmosphere where laughter is the best medicine. The Holiday keeps their patients and residents involved in varied activities and events so they have the opportunity to live life to the fullest. The Holiday Retirement Home has their own in-house physical, occupational, and speech therapy staff with more than 300 years of combined experience. Stop in for a tour. The Holiday is right off Route 99 on Sales Hill Road in Manville, and for more information you can visit their website at holidayretirement.com.
You can depend on us for public service. Owen Radio.
All righty. Thank you very, very much. We're back here on Coffee Ann here, and we could talk about serious things or we could talk about stupid things. What's your choice? What do you want?
Well,
Yeah?
let's do one of each.
One of each, you say. Realtors across Rhode Island say that last year, home prices soared in the state while sales fell. This year, the realtors are saying single-family home sales are up, and the prices are up too.
Yes, that is true.
What do you know about that? Even though the interest rates right now are nowhere near where they're going, they're in progress of moving into the stratosphere. We all feel we know that. But the interest rates on mortgages right now are about where they were back in the 1980s. Wow. And the 70s saw the big inflation and all the rest of that stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm. So I've been driving by just, the few homes that I see on the market, and just for fun, looking up to see how much they're going for. And even these little tiny homes are, it's out of control. $400,000 for like this just little tiny home on North Main Street in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
It's wild. I think there's just
you wouldn't believe what this place is rated. And this is a tiny building.
Yeah,
This
I would
little
believe
white
it. I would
building.
believe it. Everything is up, and it's like there's not enough housing, whether it's affordable housing, whether it's all the way up to single family homes. I feel like there's more people who need to live than there are places, and it's pushing those prices up. It's pushing up rents, which is
that's the big problem.
Oh my gosh, out of control.
To say nothing of the taxes. Let's say nothing of the taxes.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, here's something else. Wondering when you folks, General Assembly critters, are going to do something about the weather. 1 week after suffering through record-breaking cold temperatures, which I think I was out of town for.
Yes, you missed a good
I
one.
worked really hard to feel guilty about that. I want to know.
You should.
I was a dismal failure and feeling guilty for being in 78-degree sunny Florida.
So lucky.
While you guys were,
it was brutal. It was pretty brutal.
But you should pity me because I was sitting there worrying, wringing my hands of whether or not the pipes would freeze in this building while I wasn't around. So and everything worked out fine.
It did.
2 days later,
must
the
be
furnace
nice.
went out.
after the cold snap.
Yeah, after the cold snap. And I say to myself,
things could have been worse.
oh, could have been much worse. Could
Yeah,
have gone out over the weekend.
We lost heat that Friday night. So
Oh no.
1 p.m. I'm downstairs.
Oh
I'm
my
downstairs in
gosh.
my studio, which is a separate heating zone.
Yeah.
So I'm nice and toasty. I'm getting work done. I go up around midnight to go to bed, and I walk upstairs. I'm like, "Where's the heat?" It was like 40 degrees in the house.
Wow.
My dog is sleeping on the couch in the living room. She doesn't care. I put a blanket over her. I tuck her in. I'm like, okay, you go to bed. And my dad's nice and sleeping in his room because his room's a separate heating zone. So he has no idea that.
So everybody's got their own zone. That's pretty good.
Yeah, everyone except for me.
It's like Melissa has her own zone here
Right.
at the station.
I'm sleeping with 7 blankets on top of
People
me.
think I'm kidding, Melissa. We really have a separate zone for where you
Yes,
work.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's
Woke
two
up
zones.
the next
I know
morning,
that.
my phone screen was like slimy because it got below the dew point in my room.
No.
And so I wake up the next morning, my dad's in the living room with a hat on, gloves, he's wearing a jacket, all these blankets. He goes, the heat went out. I'm like, oh, did it? Did it really? I had no idea. And we had pipes freeze. I had 2 pipes in my room burst.
Oh, no.
While I was off on a gig, luckily my dad was home to
right.
shut off the water, and I spent 3 days shop vacuuming
Well, I
my
didn't
carpet.
see your dad last night. I saw your
My
mom.
mom was there, yeah.
Mom was there at the coronation last night. Did she have a few choice words that you would share with the radio audience?
No, she just spent most of the time shoving a camera in front of me and taking photos of me.
She was
doing
so proud. I
selfies.
She
know.
was-
Your mom's so nice.
Well, it was so funny because I was like, I texted, I'm like, okay, if anyone asks where I am, just say I had to work late. Because she was the only one who knew. Because I was like, listen, I got a ticket for now. You want to go? You're going to want to be there.
All right. So back to our story.
Yep.
The 64-degree afternoon high in Providence last Friday was the warmest for the date, breaking the old record of 58 set back in 1909.
Wow.
Yeah. And, of course, warm weather comes to the state, is way behind on snowfall. We were behind on rain last summer, although we kind of made up for it a little bit in the fall.
We made up for it every single Friday in
Yeah.
the summer.
And then Rhode Island measured only about 5 inches of snow so far this winter, including 2 3/4 in the first storm in December, and about 1.5 feet below average. We even went past the time of the blizzard with nary a snowflake. Uh-huh.
So how is this my fault again?
I
was waiting for that part.
I mean, you're assembly,
Yeah,
Melissa.
I like
so.
I like to tease you about the stupid
I know.
bills and the stupid bills that people try to get passed through the General Assembly, and my stock and trade is yes, though. Well, they're going to outlaw motherhood and apple pie because it's and people don't like apples, and they'll come up with some sort of thing like that.
So one of my first years on the city council, someone did call me to complain that it was snowing too much.
No, you're
So-
not kidding me.
I'm not
Because
kidding.
I was kidding you.
I know. I was laughing. I said, so tell me how this is my fault, because everything is my fault. And, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I just thought, if I had that kind of power, I wouldn't be sitting on the Woonsocket City Council.
Yeah.
Right?
That's where you were at the time.
Yes, that's where I was at the time. So they were mad because it was snowing too much.
But you're in the Senate now, so clearly you do have that kind of power
Oh,
now.
sure.
Yeah. See, Brian seems to be having a whale of a good time as a counselor, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes it. He loves it.
My goodness, yeah. He worked hard.
Brian, give it time.
Yeah, right.
No, it is a thankless job, and obviously nobody does it for the money. But the whatever the stipend is now, it was $9,000. Now it's 10, I think. But
So give you time. People will be doing it for the money by and by if it keeps going that way, right?
well, it used to be 10, but then they gave themselves a pay cut before I was elected. I didn't even know there was a stipend when I ran, and I was like, oh, there's a stipend. So we got $9,000 a year to be on the council. But I mean, if you do it the right way, it's more than a
I
part-time
remember the big
job.
controversy back when you were just a little girl in school about Blue Cross health insurance for the city councilors.
Oh yeah, I never got health insurance.
No. But they used to.
Wow.
So they got to be really wicked expensive.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been great because I was sole proprietor of a store, and it was
Yeah, tough to make
extremely
ends meet,
it
I
was
get
tough
it.
to make ends meet. But we did get $10,000 of life insurance, so I used to joke that we were worth more dead than alive.
That's right, 10,000 versus 9,000.
Oh, my
But
God.
now they get 10. So, but I mean, like
Well,
I
what
say,
do you
like-
get is I'm
Yeah.
a little uncomfortable asking, but it is public record. I just don't happen to know. So do you get a stipend being a legislator?
yes, it's $17,000 a year.
Well, so you got up in the world, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, and you know
And we got a
that's
cost of living adjustment too.
You and John Brand.
Yeah.
Both got both
Yeah.
got increases.
well. I mean, there's a reason why there's so many lawyers in the legislatures because they can afford to.
They can afford to
take
do
the
it,
time
yeah.
off of their full time job to go to session.
They don't need the money, right?
I wish that wasn't true, but
Absolutely.
the facts are there.
Yeah, I mean it's public, but we do get health insurance, which is,
There we go.
I mean, I'm just
That's important.
that's so important. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful every day for that. So that's
All
a
right.
big bonus. Yeah.
Well, it's according to the clock, time for us to give final thoughts and say so long. We'll do ladies first. Melissa,
Well, I just want
which,
to.
by the way, for our radio audience, I failed to mention, is wearing the most ironic dress today. It's a Valentine's Day dress with colorful
I was wondering
psychedelic
where you were going with that.
hearts. Now, to me, black is not the color I think of for Valentine's Day, but the hearts are
Yes.
darling.
Pink
yellow
and yellow
pink and red.
blue and red, and yeah.
So they put a festive look on an otherwise dreary
I'm not really, you know. I know that tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I don't really get into it.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It's a Hallmark holiday. I never, whether I was
Okay.
single or partnered.
I have a board meeting,
But I
so.
guess happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and congratulations to Adam, and congratulations to Queen Tabitha and all the princesses. Everyone worked really hard, and it was a great night.
It was. It certainly was. Yeah. Another great night coming up Saturday.
Absolutely fantastic.
Adam,
night.
final comment.
I had a lot of fun being King Jay's, and David, it was funny when you called me out of the blue that day to come into the studio the next day. I was joking. I'm like, is this my King Jace moment? Like, I wasn't entirely
Yeah,
sure.
you did say that. Yeah.
And I get here, and you're like, oh, I want to talk about these cameras. We walk in, you shut the door. Here's why I really brought you in here. The secrecy was hilarious. I loved it. So no.
And for the record, I don't get told. I get the
Right.
clues and I make all the graphics, but I don't get told.
Right.
So I really have no
Four
idea.
people ever know.
Yeah.
And it's me and Fabulous Denise, because she's
Yep.
assisting me. King Jace, and usually a spouse. You don't have a spouse.
Well,
You
no,
close them up.
no. So as I will be celebrating Singles Awareness Day tomorrow,
I love it.
Okie dokie. And as far as I'm concerned, if you miss any portion of today's program, I thought it was a nice one. So pick it up on demand at WoodSocketRadio.com. Make it a good day, won't you please? And hopefully Joe will be back with us tomorrow.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. In case you didn't know, a little bit of the Blackstone Valley was on national and international television last night as another Super Bowl trophy produced here in the Blackstone Valley has been awarded. The Vince Lombardi Trophy has been made by Tiffany & Company at its workshop in Cumberland since 2017. In case you didn't hear, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles at the Super Bowl 57 Sunday night, 38-35. A robbery is under investigation at a Blackstone Valley CVS store. The incident reportedly happened at the Pawtucket 24-hour store on Newport Avenue about 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday. This is the same location, by the way, which was recently damaged after a motor vehicle crashed into it. Pawtucket Police Department described the suspect as a white man about 5'10", wearing jeans, a sweatshirt, and a blue surgical face mask.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The Kansas City Chiefs are once again champions. The Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35 in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale, Arizona. Rihanna headlined the halftime show, later confirming through her rep she's pregnant with her second child. Officials are working to recover another high-altitude unidentified object shot down by the U.S. military over Lake Huron on Sunday. National Security spokesperson John Kirby this morning.
We haven't been able to gain access to the three that were shot down Friday, Saturday, and yesterday, in large part because of the weather conditions. And the third one yesterday was shot down over Lake Huron, so it's underwater. So we're going to do everything we can to recover them.
The Pentagon says the object's path and altitude raise concerns. It marks the third, as of yet, unidentified object shot down in North American airspace in as many days. The death toll from last week's earthquake in Turkey and Syria has surpassed 34,000. The Syria Civil Defense Volunteer Organization called White Helmets has ended rescue operations in the rebel-controlled northwest region of the country. An Israeli search and rescue group has left Turkey due to what it's calling a significant security threat. More Americans are growing concerned about the current immigration policies. Rory O'Neill reports.
Today, only 28% of Americans are satisfied with immigration numbers. That's down 6 points from a year ago and well off the high of 41% during the Trump administration. The Gallup survey finds 63% don't like the current situation, with nearly two-thirds saying immigration numbers have to be decreased. 8% want them increased. The poll shows older Americans are more likely to want to curb immigration.
President Biden has a doctor's appointment coming up. He's scheduled for his annual physical on Thursday. The 80-year-old commander-in-chief will be checked out at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Lou Mandeville here with a look at sports. Boston Celtics beat the Memphis Grizzlies 119-109 yesterday afternoon. Derek White scored 23 points to help a shortened Boston team hold off Ja Morant and the Grizzlies on Sunday. Sam Hauser added 20 points, tying his career high with 6 3-pointers. And Al Horford had 16 points. Peyton Pritchard added 12 for Boston, who won their 4th straight. Morant led the Grizzlies with 25 points. Super Bowl in Arizona goes to the Kansas City Chiefs 38-35 over the Philadelphia Eagles. These two teams traded knockout punches in the first half, and Nick Bolton returned a Jalen Hurts fumble for a defensive touchdown, but the Eagles led 24-14 at the half. Kansas City would score on every second half possession to earn the win. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes was named MVP. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, outstanding game as well, ran for 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, as well as throwing for a touchdown pass. Boston Bruins returned from the All-Star break Saturday with a 2-1 loss to the Washington Capitals. The Bees return to the ice tomorrow against Dallas. And tonight at the Boston Garden, the Huskies of Northeastern play the Harvard Crimson for the Beanpot Championship, while BU and BC battle in the consolation games. That is your look at sports from In Sports. I'm Lou Mandeville.
When you visit State Line Services website, you'll see a wealth of information about them and the 20 kinds of specialties they offer, including cooling system maintenance, emission testing, exhaust systems, and computerized engine analysis. Because today's vehicles are a complicated piece of equipment with a network of sensors that monitor your vehicle's performance. In other words, you need an expert. State Line Service and Tire Center, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket, at the State Line, 765-0146. New customers are welcome.
ON Radio.
Time now for At the Library with Leslie Page from the Woonsocket Harris Public Library.
Good morning. Our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer self-service photocopying and faxing, and our reference department provides notary services free of charge. Public computers are available to patrons for one one-hour session per day. Our children's department hosts a monthly astronomy club for all ages every other Monday at 7:30 p.m. The next meeting is February 20th. This week, the children's department is offering Fun with Play-Doh today at 10 a.m., Story Time with Miss Chris on Tuesday, February 14th at 10:30 a.m., Music with Mr. Muhammad on Wednesday, February 15th at 11 a.m., Book Buddies also on Wednesday, February 15th at 4 p.m., and Lego Club on Saturday, February 18th at 2 p.m. For more information about all children's programs, please call 767-4122. Our teen department holds a tabletop role-playing game every Tuesday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Anyone age 11 through 18 is welcome. Community Care Alliance is holding a drop-in theater workshop for ages 11 through 18 at the library every Thursday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Please call 767-4132 for more information on all teen programs. Dance Fitness with Connie Anderson will be held on Wednesday, February 15th